Mind you, our counterparts, they're getting the brand trips though. They're getting flown out. It's based in Peckham. I'm not even going to give it more promo than it deserves. We make things hot. So why do we keep doing more for less? But into this new year, I don't want to be in places that I'm tolerated. I want to go to places where I am celebrated, recognized, seen, and heard.
My baby looking too good, yeah, she perfect. No, she worth it. When she pull up, all them man, them flirting. And yeah, she know that she a dime. Call up on my line. Told her, baby, bring it one time. Yeah. Girl, sit down and relax. Girl, let me put it.
Yo, what's really good though? It's your girl, Yezzir. You are locked in to another banging episode of Hey Sis. I know you've been enjoying your Christmas. You've been eating a couple rounds. I don't know. For me, this year, I just didn't have the appetite. The food was good. Don't get me wrong. Shout out to Chi. I passed the baton over to her for this year because I've got about 10, let's call it even 15 years under my belt cooking Christmas dinner for everybody. But now, you know, times have changed. We changed hands and I gave it to Chi to be like, listen, you got it this year. I did bring a couple of dishes to just help oomph up the table, but she had it. So shout out to Chi. If you don't know who I'm referring to, it's my little sister, okay? You would have seen her on the show a couple of times. And I want to say a big shout out to the sisters and the brothers out there, part of the Hey Sis fam, that have sent so many love our way. And love in the term, when I say love, I mean as in kind words, motivating words, just wanting to see more and appreciating what we've done. Because I was going to mark the occasion, but if you didn't know, we've actually done more than 100 episodes of Hey Sis. Oh my gosh, saying that out loud is crazy. But it's by God's grace, and I thank everybody that's been showing us love. Some of you have said that you want some people back on the show. And some of the people, I'm not going to lie, like, you mentioned Chi, guys, please. Chi says thank you for the love, but she's not she's not a social babe like that, like as in on social media. She's social in person, but she's not a social media babe. So it depends on the mood she's in. But you mentioned Ree Rose as well. We are going to be talking to the good sis Ree Rose, of course, in the new year. So that's been kept in mind. Don't worry, we got you. We got you. We are listening. I hope you had a lovely Christmas. I don't know what the New Year's plans are. I don't even know when this episode is going to drop. But when it does drop, just know you better have something next to you in the form of some Hey Sis merch. I've noticed that the orders are a bit higher than usual. So thank you. Shout out for that one. But I just want to remind a few of you that it is the Christmas period. There's going to be a lot of things going on deliveries wise, but your deliveries are on the way. And thank you for the screenshots you've been sending over, because at least I know people are happy. I want people to be happy with the merch and get their merch. So happy about that. And if you're waiting on yours, it's a coming. Don't you worry about that. So shout out to everybody. If you didn't know, we are a YouTube partner now, so you can get your merch. It's been incorporated in the episodes. You would have seen it in the episode or down below. So go ahead and get yourself something nice so you can sip on it while you're listening to something even nicer. You see what I did there? Yeah, the bars are still there. Don't you doubt it. Obviously, we got a lot of things going on. My Spotify massive, if you're listening, we appreciate you. We hope you're good. We hope your headphones are on nice and secure, because we're going to be talking about the things. We're going to be talking up the things today. And if you didn't know, this is where I'm going to try and not tear up. We have TheHeySisUK.co.uk. You better let that roll off the tongue. First quarter of the new year, we will be dropping the actual official website, because some people thought they could run your girl off the internet. And all you did was inspire. Not that I wasn't already in the works, but you know when someone gives you that extra oomph? Oh yeah, the people that thought they can run us off the internet, it didn't work, because now we have created a safer space for the sisters, yeah? To talk up the things unapologetically, to have a community, to just feel seen and heard, because that's the main thing. We are here having the uncomfortable conversation so we can get to that comfortable place. However, just so we can ensure that there is a certain level of quality for the people that we do have, we will be shutting off the mailing list at some point. So if you don't know, get to TheHeySisUK.co.uk, sign up to be part of the mailing list. We're talking exclusive events. We're talking giveaways. We're talking about stuff that you're not going to see on all the other platforms. So when I say you're VIP, I mean you're VVIP, a very, very important person, okay? So make sure you do that. The link is down below somewhere there. We celebrated a milestone. There was a whole shoot, honey. There was cake involved. I was giving out virtual slices of cake to mark the milestone, which was made possible by the grace of God and by the Hey Sis fam, where we smashed. Let me tell you why. My God is good. The goal was to do 10,000, 10K. And don't get me wrong, 10K is still very significant. 10,000 people liking what you do. But on TikTok, 20,000 plus. On Instagram, 13,000 plus. We're on the verge of 14,000 actually. And that is because people are getting a sense of family, and it's more than just a sense, it is a family. So make sure you join it officially on the website, and shout to you guys, man. But you know me, when I'm in this chair, I got something to get off my chest. So make sure you get yourself a cup of tea. You know me, a lovely warm cuppa, a hot cuppa, a good brew. If you haven't done it already, go ahead and put the kettle on. I've got myself a coffee, okay, with some oat milk to give me the, you know, the pièce de résistance, the oomph, the gusto, to talk about what we're going to talk about, because it has been niggling at me. So Spotify crew, if you can't see, like the YouTube crew, I am taking a sip out of my official flagship Hey Sis mug. Okay, let's get into it. And sisters, I'm talking to you. We have this type of vibe, this energy that we get off, that we are that girl, I'm that girl. But we don't keep to it. And I say this to say this right here. There has been a specific shop that I'm seeing my sisters promoting left, right, and center. It's based in Peckham. I'm not even going to give it more promo than it deserves. And why is it that we love to market and shout out and promote things for free? And when I say for free, I'm talking they're not signing any checks. They're not making any backs transfers. Where there is no ambassadorships being offered, no collaborative deals, no discounts, no specific or exclusive membership cards. But we are the first ones to do, hey guys, come and check out this new thing, or come with me to this. Videos, pictures, we're dropping the location with the postcodes. We're giving out price lists. And for who? You're not the social media manager. You're not the head of marketing. You are not a PR person for that business. You're not customer relations. You're not client retention manager. So why are we doing all this work for businesses? And you know why I'm getting peeved with this one in particular? It's because it's small businesses. Let's just say a big business doesn't know what's going on, but I tell you, a small business does. And some of us, we make things hot when it comes to setting trends, when it comes to making things hot. When we say it's cool, it's cool. So when we're out there promoting small businesses and they're acting like Stevie Wonder, big businesses acting like Stevie Wonder, when you've got hundreds of staff that know what's going on and know of our influence in making your product, your business, your event hot, and you don't want to give us some credit? And sometimes I don't blame them, because as much as the goal it is for a business to make money, what else is a goal? To retain as much money as possible. So if they don't have to pay an influencer and you're out there marketing it for free, why would they pay you? Mind you, our counterparts, they're getting the brand trips though. They're getting flown out. They're getting ambassadorships. They're getting a commission. They're getting collaborative opportunities paid as well. Some of them are on a salary. Some of them are getting offered jobs within the very companies that they're promoting. And you're out there doing it for free. Stop it. Sis, chill. Chill on making companies, brands, and conglomerates hot that do not see you or act like they can't see you. We talk about diversity and inclusivity when it comes to spaces that we're in. And we talk about it, but are we asking for it? Are we carrying ourselves in a way that says, you need to recognize what we do, otherwise we're out the door? And you know what else leaves? Our money. We've got a very strong pound coin. I'm not even going to talk about what our sisters do across the pond. Let's talk about Black British women. we make up 2% of the adult population in Britain. Even though we make up only 2%, we contribute 10% to that economy. And you know how we're doing that? Because we're spending £168 million annually. £168 million annually, and that's just focusing on health and beauty. We haven't even spoken about the clothing, fashion aspect, cars, housing. We're not even going to talk about that. From the business standpoint, we're just talking about spending and contributing to this economy. £168 million. We make up for that. That is 10%, even though we're only 2% of the economy. We have a strong spending power, and we also have a strong earning power. But when we talk about getting opportunities within the same infrastructure that makes a lot of money from us and still has the nerve not to include us in things, we look to our left, we look to our right, and we wonder why. It's not just about going on certain platforms and complaining about what's going on. We need to start talking to one another when it's actually about making moves and significant changes from the inside. It's easy to shout and holler outside the club, but who's going to get us inside? Or who's going to create our own infrastructure for us to be appreciated and make even more money out of, and spend money where we are celebrated and appreciated, not tolerated? Because I don't know about you, but into this new year, I don't want to be in places that I'm tolerated. I want to go to places where I am celebrated, recognized, seen, and heard. That's what's going to rest in my soul well enough. That's what's going to give me ease when I go out every day doing what I do. Because believe it or not, I actually have the intention to love what I do every day, no matter what it is. But to go out and try your best and not being appreciated, that's the real slap in the face. So when we talk about how Black British women contribute 10% to the UK economy, £168 million yearly, it also makes me think of the fact that when we do sell ourselves short by promoting small businesses that act like they don't know what we're doing, that act like we're not making a significant difference when it comes to their earnings, but in the same turn, they'll be like, yeah, you know, they just treat you like a regular customer. They treat you like you're not significant. In some cases, and I'm in the circles where ideas have been stolen. And you know what? If I give us the benefit of the doubt, let me go ahead and just do that. Let me throw that into the pool right now. I give us benefit of the doubt. Maybe we just don't know. But the ladies that do know, and maybe you hear your friend coming up with certain things, or you see them opening up a business, or you see them creating certain content. When you hear a phrase from your friend and your friend is getting millions of views, that's for you to go and say, hey girl, you might want to copyright protect that. You might want to put a C emblem right there so people know what time it is. Hey girl, I see you came up with that great idea. You might want to trademark that. Here's the website. This is how much it costs. Hey sis, that's a fantastic idea. You might want to patent that. And we know this because there's brilliant minds when it comes to Black British women. But if we don't know, how can we do better? How can we be such powerful creatives? And when I say powerful, I mean as in the way we come up with what we do when it comes to fashion, setting trends and putting our mark on things, making people gravitate towards us because of our very essence. We need to know from a business standpoint, how do we maintain that? How do we make sure it doesn't slip out of our hands where we become followers when we are born to be leaders? And I don't mean that in just like a simple way of saying, oh yeah, you know, we're all leaders, we're all bosses. No, I don't believe we all have to be bosses, but we are all very significant parts to making something a success. This is not about a hierarchy. And then this is why I get upset. And yeah, I'm going to use the word upset because I'm an emotional being. I have emotions. Even though the media will tell you that I'm strong, I have emotions. And this is why I get upset, because you'll hear about our contributions. You hear about the significance that we've made, even in the music industry, and how we are just such trailblazers. And then the statistics are there, the stats are there, it's right in our face. Wage disparities. For every 70p a black woman makes, there is a white British man that makes £1. That is the disparity we're working with. If we go further into that, and if you just want to let someone know exactly where they stand, imagine being a woman, imagine being black, and then being working class. So you're coming up against the battle of racism, classism, and then you've got gender all in the mix of those things to let you know that when it comes to that totem pole, you might want to take it down a couple of notches. And these are the uphill battles that we have to struggle with, to fight with, to stake claim into knowing that we deserve to be here. We've earned our way into this. And the disparities go even further into this because when we're filling out these applications and it's not health related, and I feel like the only relevance there is to ask me something deeper than my nationality, it has to be from a health standpoint because of blood work and things like that. Hey, I see you watching. I see you giggling. I see you got a notepad out there as well. But you haven't liked, you haven't subscribed, and I know you haven't dropped a comment. Go ahead and do that while I sip out of my mug, which you can get yourself one too, just down below. Yeah, that's about enough time. Let's get back to the episode. So when you go into certain job roles and they're like, hey, yeah, you know, you can tick the box when it goes to past nationality, and we talk about ethnicity, and you see Black, British, African, Black, British, Caribbean, Black, British, other, and you're like, I see. I wonder why they need these stats. Well, I'll tell you why they need these stats. The need for these stats is because there's even a disparity between Black British women when it comes to earnings. Yes. So Black British African identifying women have a wage disparity of about 26% from their white counterparts. And then Black British Caribbean women have an 18% earning disparity from their white British counterparts. So why do we need that? Well, sometimes when you feel like something's wearing off, certain initiatives and psychological warfares like colorism, and yeah, I'm going to call it psychological warfare because you've used that as a way to divide people. You want a way of creating a division. If you're scared about a group of people coming together for a greater good and quote unquote ganging up against you for their own forward movement, if colorism doesn't work, let's put classism in there. Let's put a wage disparity in there. So then you can create a division in the form of superiority. Let's make one group feel like they're more superior than another by giving them leverage, giving them something where they feel like they're better than somebody else. And I'm not saying that's how they actually feel, but that's what's implemented in people. Why do you feel like you're different from someone? Because you're going to have things that create that significance. It could be down to your postcode and where you live, certain class. Earning power, maybe the way you speak, the restaurants you dine, the places that you go to holiday. So when you're speaking to people, you get an idea of, oh, are we similar or do we have more differences than we do similarities? And what do you think that's going to cause? We're not going to want to speak to one another. That's why I say it's so important, because when you see your sis going on a brand trip and you remember, hold on, she went on the same brand trip last year, I'm going to holler at her. I'm going to ask her, how much do they pay you? We need to have that transparency amongst ourselves to be, okay, yeah, I went on that brand trip last year and they paid me X amount, sis. And you know what? They had a very good year this year. So you might want to ask for a little bit more. Transparency. Because the way you're hooking up your sis this year for where you went to the year before, you might get invited again the year after and you've just upped your own pay. But when we're all going, yo, one in, one out, I'm not really trying to help anybody because I want to save this space for myself. The space isn't guaranteed for you. If they want to chop and change, they will chop and change because it's their table. So if you don't want to be at the mercy of someone feeling like, oh, you know, I have to claim this space for myself, Let's have our own spaces. But that's the thing we do. So when I'm seeing us promoting businesses that will never recognize us and never treat us fairly for the contributions that we've made to making their brand a success, an actual success. And let me roll that off again. When we make significant effort for other brands that will never recognize us for what we've done to make their business a success, we should do that for our own. Because that's where we're seen, that's where we're heard, that's where we're appreciated. Or for brands that have a history, a reputation of making sure that we are seen and heard. We have to be very intentional because other people might not talk about it, but they're very intentional. I've overheard someone. I'm coming out of the post office. I'm heading to my car. I see another car in front of me and it's a Ford. I can't remember the make and model, but it was definitely a Ford, but I can't remember the model of it. And I remember the guy going, you know what? I really like Ford cars. And another reason why I like them is because they're British made. We got to stick to British made. But it's the mindset of saying, oh, I want to stick to the make and the model of car that is the closest to what I identify with. So it's like someone saying, oh, I want to stick to Mercedes-Benz because they're German made and I'm German. So I want to stick to German cars. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're being very intentional where you spend your money. But we need to be very intentional with the brands we promote and where we spend our money. So we in turn can get back what we're putting in. That's all I'm saying. We've got to be fair to ourselves. We can't just be doing stuff because there's a lot of people that will downplay what you do because you do it with ease. They will say things like, oh, you're not ready to charge for that just yet. Or you're not at that level to actually ask for these things just yet. But the worst someone can do is no. And the worst thing we can do is underestimate what we do because we do it with ease. When you get to a certain skill level, you're going to do stuff easier, but you forget that you spent years mastering a craft that you can now do with quote unquote ease. The people that encourage you not to charge for something because you're not there yet are the same people that benefit from not having to pay you. So why would you take advice from them? The most that will happen if you tell someone, oh, this is my price, they'll say no. So what's the alternative? You do it for free. For what benefit? It's not going to be a benefit of your own because you already do what you do very well. It's a benefit for them. It's not a win's a win. You can actually lose selling yourself short. And that's why for me, when I see us doing videos, pictures, oh, come with me to this place, join me here. And I'm just like, for what? The sake of content. We can't be blind because keep in mind, our counterparts are doing the same, if not less than us, and getting more. So why do we keep doing more for less? It's not making sense and it's not going to be great for the people coming after us. So let's fix up now. This is why we have the uncomfortable conversations so we can get to a better place, because we know how to do the glam, from the hair, the makeup, the clothes, the attitude, the way we talk is very glamorous. But when it comes to the business side of things, we are shy. We are very shy. And I'm saying this from a place of experience. I used to be so shy with saying, oh, you know, like, what do I get out of this? Or what advancement is this to my career? Always selling yourself short. And it comes from a place of saying, oh, you know, I just don't think I'm that level yet, or I'm ready for that yet. Says who? Think about that. Really take time to think about that, because who says that? It's not us. It's definitely not us. And I want to take this time out to shout out certain influencers that show the importance of saying, I'm good at this. And I'm going to show you why, but I'm unapologetically going to say you better write that check and they better come with a couple commas on it. Yes. So I want to say shout out to Nella Rose, because Nella Rose is an influencer who has gone through it all, from her personal life to life in front of the camera. And she has come up on top. She's been able to create a level of wealth for herself. And she has never changed who she is. She is a proud woman that has lived in different countries from a certain cultural background. She is funny. She is energetic. And she's still got some of the biggest brands saying, we want you to work with us. Sometimes you'll have brands saying, oh, I want you to work with us, but can you act like this? So technically you don't want me, you just want whatever I fit for your image right now. You just want to tick a box. We're more than just ticking a box. So shout out to Nella Rose. Another honorable shout I want to do is to Leomi Anderson. Yeah, Leomi Anderson. She is a supermodel. When I mean supermodel, I'm not talking Littlewood's catalogs. I'm talking she's done Victoria's Secret. She's actually worn the wings. She has gone on to do a lot of fashion brands, even creating her own called LAP. And I believe it's LAPP. I saw it when I went to a Bay Agency event. She said to herself, I'm not just going to do one thing. I'm going to show you that I can do multiple things very well. So when you ask her to do something, she knows her value. You're going to write a check and it's going to come with a couple commas, unapologetically. And I love that. But what I do want is that us to have more visibility in talking to one another and saying that this is your worth. I also want us to big up ourselves. There are Black British women that are millionaires and we don't talk about it. There's a woman by the name of, I think, Ada Hassan. She's got an MBE. She is the actual founder of Nubian Skin. I'm even going to double check that. But they actually specialize in lingerie, hosiery wear, so tights basically, but skin tone. I don't know about you. Do you know how long it took for us to get skin tone plasters? Because plasters have been a certain color for a long time because it's modeled after different people, Caucasian people. And not only do we have skin tone plasters, we have skin tone plasters with different skin tones. So you can have lighter, medium, you can have very deep skin tones of melanated people. Should it have taken this long? No. But when people don't speak out, we don't have these advancements. So we have to speak out. So shout out to her. And there's other women that I feel like it's just a Google search away that we can say, yo, this is very possible. But why don't we know this? Of course we wouldn't know this, because when you have images of people, they put a seed of hope in somebody. And when you have an actual image to look at, it makes you think, okay, you know what? It's a lot easier for me to achieve this thing. I'm going to give it a go. But that's going to be at the detriment of somebody else. Because imagine we all gave something a go. Imagine if we all were very purposeful with where we spend our money. I think there's a certain economy, and that's the English economy. The British economy is going to miss our £168 million contribution when it comes to spending. And like I said, I need this to be highlighted. That £168 million is only on health and beauty. We're not talking about everywhere else where we spend our money. So my final takeaway is, let's be purposeful. Let's be unapologetic. Let's be smart in this new year. And let's really know our self-value. I'm not saying everybody's got to be a boss, but when it comes to growth, and for us to be seen, heard, loved, and appreciated, to go to places where we are celebrated and not tolerated, we have to be purposeful with how we move in this new year, even as customers. And we're not insignificant customers, we are very significant customers. So before you go anywhere, I'm going to need you to make sure you like, subscribe, make sure you drop a cheeky comment. And obviously we got Spotify, we got the Instagram page where we have smashed our milestones. Make sure you follow us. And all you need to do right now is make sure you stay blessed, because you've been watching or listening to another banging episode of Hey Sis. Bye.
Because she move like a queen and I like what I see and I wanna get more of that.
I undress and he blows success. Lay down as you decompress. Come mine and forget the stress. Got the 9 to 5 cause he tryna change his life. He can't help it but to show his bad side. So for me Yezzi when he want that good ride. Follow my stride, you know you want a good time. Pick any card, I know it won't decline. He know how to please me, never tease me. Keep me in Givenchy, laced in Gucci.